Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like Brussels or the Brussels and or others determined that they need a stronger president in Hungary, and the one that is currently quitting um, goes away, and they're gonna appoint probably temporarily something. They're going to conduct some elections. I don't know exactly how they will do it, but I guarantee you the next one is going to be, we have two options: either a strong Orban friend or a 100% dog from the West. What happened? We have the president of Hungary, a certain woman, and she pardoned a sex abuse convict. And that's not, I don't know if it was a child case or it was an adult, but we're going to look into it right now. So I have three articles right here. One from Forbes: Hungary's president resigns after controversial pardon in child sex abuse case. So that's bad. Now, Katalin Novak did not know about that situation. Didn't she know about that? Announced Saturday she would resign, admitting she made a mistake. No. Made a mistake now that you were caught, by issuing a pardon last year for a man convicted in a sex abuse case, a decision that sparked calls for her out after it was recently made public. You see, that's the way it is, my friends. Look at this. I'm going to point out to certain important issues on this one. She admitted she made a mistake. Now, not when they did it a year ago. Do you think that the person who she pardoned, she did not know about that person's conviction? They knew. Now, why now? Because she, Katalin Novak, was supposed to follow the script, and she was incapable or unwilling. So therefore, now after 1 year, recently was made public. By whom? By whom? Do you think I didn't know it? So again, this guy was convicted more than a year ago. She pardoned that person. The mass media released it recently after a year. Why? How? I don't know how it's in Hungary, but in Latin America, there is a sex offender registry. We just put the name Emil Kosman. Click. Nothing. Or, I don't know, Joe Biden. Long list. So and and you find out if he's supposed to be around children, how far, what the restrictions. He has to be registering with the state every yearly, monthly. He has to report every time he changes the address. If he lives in different places, he has to report with his officer. All right. Don't you think? I don't know if in Hungary there are so they have this public or not. But remember, sex offender public registry, you find it. Work with it a lot when working with criminals. So we have this situation recently made public. That's the way they do with many people. And Trump was probably not one of these people, because we would have heard about him many things so far. But he either followed the script or he was clean as a crystal. And why do you think these guys are following the script as they do? They have so much garbage. It's blackmail, my friends. I would dare to say it's blackmail. So let's go to the next article. Hungary's president quits over pardon for deputy who hid boss's sex crimes. And we got here, let me go to the third one. I think this is, in the twilight's glow I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain. She's gone. Got a black dress. Well, Katarina, what's her name? You're gone. You're yesterday's news. Beautiful eyes. Yeah, but pock pock. All right, seems like, I don't know, maybe she got a Hungarian flag. Now, if maybe she didn't know. Maybe, but that's also her staff. Remember, pay attention at this. When people like you have that garbage, I would say it's garbage, but you be the judge. You can have your own opinion or assessment or take on that. in Japan. In Japan, you have the Miss Japan is a Ukrainian, like me, you know, and she was the Miss Ukraine. And then after she was crowned, everybody was happy. Something that they knew about it. She was crowned. The Japanese like, yeah, domo arigato gozaimashita, yeah. You fucking retards. They just took a dump on you. So that is the symbol of Japan beauty. A European? You fucking retards. Anyway, so now she was crowned. Everybody was like, what happened next? She had an affair with her trainer. Now, and then she said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, no, you're sorry you were caught because you knew all the way, all this time when you were participating that you had that thing that would disqualify you. Now, I think what adults are doing, that's their business, their wives, their husbands, their families, that's their thing. But if there are some rules, which is if you have engaged in this kind of situation, in this miss, is not Mrs., is miss, that means, no. If you engage in this kind of situations, you're disqualified. Now she knew about it, she participated, but it was just a message for the idiots, boons over there too, in Japan right now. Yeah, we accept that. No, we don't accept. What do you mean? Our sense of beauty now is European? But they're pushing it. The guys are coming for Japan too. Now, what's going on over there? So she was sorry. So pay attention to this. When you find a weasel, a pig, or a whatever, caught and they're apologizing, they're not apologizing for what they did. Because they knew all the way, all the time. All this time they knew what they did. They apologize for being caught and exposed. I'm sorry you caught me, motherfucker. That's why. So for me, these apologies are zero. Because if that wouldn't have been published, she would never probably come out and say, you know what, sorry, here it is, Makito, Mokoniko, Kapanika, Nikoto, here is your crown. I am an asshole because by the rules of this game, I cheated. But no, she didn't. Only when she was caught. The same with Catalina Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain right here. You can be like this. But anyway, she's married. Okay. Catalina? Yeah, Katalin Novak. So she didn't know that? Whatever. Maybe she didn't. But whomever did it for her was something that now was activated so she get fired. So remember, you see, this is what I've been talking about many times. When you can be in charge, like she supposedly was in charge of, no, she was the president, and she has staff. And let's say she was a patriotic, nationalistic, great, fantastic Ukrainian. I don't know if she is or not, but I'm just saying, let's say she is. And then you have your staff members who are on the payroll of, I don't know, Al Capone, Germany, Israel, France, Romania, whomever. Now, if this, and they are blackmail you, these countries are blackmail you, and say, you're going to do this, we need this, we need blah, 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 blah. And she, as a nationalist, will say, nem. No. Okay, nem. All right. And then you have this weasel that was activated like, it's our guy, who made this mistake, hid even from her, that she pardoned someone that she didn't even know he committed that crime. But the guy was planted by us to have her blackmailed. And then she didn't know and said, you're going to do this for us? She said, no. Okay, how about that? Media. Activated, media, pack, she's out. And we're going to promote someone who was waiting in the wings to get in. Easy. You got ready with you got rid of someone that you didn't like at that point and did not follow orders or refused to go on with the script anymore. You replace her like that. She might have not even known that that guy was like that. Why? Maybe the staff is an idiot, or maybe most likely the staff was doing a good job to get her over there. And he's going to be fired, but he's going to be promoted, taken from here, and we promoted somewhere else by the same interest. The doors will be open. He's going to be maybe standing low for about 2 weeks, and then he's going to be appointed somewhere in another position, non-governmental, NGO, George Soros garbage. Okay? No, they can't function that anymore, we're told. Why? Because the Hungarians want to be independent, and They don't want garbage in their country, or the little that they can get. So here you have Katalin in deep doo-doo, and I think is because of that. Oh, it says Miss Novak, a close ally of Viktor Orban. So that tells me already that's Brussels' move, or Al Capone's. So we'll see what kind of garbage we got over there. Hungary's conservative prime minister pardoned some 2,000 people. They made a mistake here. Hungary, pardoned 2,000 people in 2023, among them the former deputy director of the children's home, who helped his boss hide his crimes. And I'm quoting Katalin. Katalin is her name? Katalin, yeah. Katalin. I made a mistake. Today is the last day, and I address you as a president. Miss Novak said as she announced her resignation in a speech broadcast on state television. I made a decision to grant a pardon last April, believing that the convict did not abuse the vulnerability of children whom he overseen. I made a mistake, as the pardon and the lack of reasoning was suitable to trigger doubts over the zero tolerance that applies to pedophilia, end quote, she said. Ms. Novak, a former minister for family policy, became the first woman to hold the largely ceremonial role of president in March 2022. Since the independent news site 444 released the controversial pardon decision last week, the country's opposition has been calling for Mrs. Novak's resignation. So 444 are the guys that were activated, provided with information, or maybe not activated, but provided by the other guys, because they don't want to. Let's see what we can say. You don't want to reveal your sources. So you don't want to be the guy in front. You use idiots. They don't know they're being used. So let's say the 444 right here, this thing, right? Since the independent news, see, independent. Now, it is independent. Remember here? What here? Where is it? She was broadcast on state television, and they tell us independent news, right? Independent news site. So independent news site was probably provided information. Maybe we're not even activated by the other guys. Why? So they don't know who did it. They don't know who you cannot go back and find out who are the weasels who probably, her, the blue-eyed former president of Magyarország. So released the controversial pardon decision last week. The country's opposition have been called for Novak's resignation. You know how you throw a can of worms over there and everybody's like, here they just pop and everybody was on it. I think this was an organized situation. Things like this don't just show up. I'm going to tell you this example, where for me it was really, and you guys did not know about it. Remember when that illiterate George W. Bush, former US president, twice, because of sophisticated Americans who voted for him. Can you imagine this? Yeah. We have before and we are going to have after. We have Biden now. So remember when he was the first election against Gore, which is a garbage American-style democracy, the courts don't count the votes. No, I want to find out what happened. No, we can't threaten the system. Well, the system is garbage. You don't want us to figure it out, or them, the baboons. And the baboons did not. The court said, oh, stop the counting. We don't want to find out what happened. We're going to do it next with those machines. We're not going to vote in person anymore. We're going to fool you. We're going to put the intermediaries between you and the vote. It's going to be you vote, but then there's going to be someone, okay, well, how we change it? Okay, from 45%, we make it 53%. Damn, got the baboons. We won. No, we lost. So, yeah, American style, baboonish, democracy, mass democracy, my friends. Wake up, motherfuckers. That's what I mean here. So remember that baboon when he was elected? What's his name? George W. Bush, the first time? Whatever, how he was elected. Remember we had a lot of deniers then from the Democrat? But hey, we forgot about that. Only the Republicans are election deniers, not the Democrats. Remember that one? Anyway, there were deniers when Trump won the first time. In anticipation, he will win the second. So, when he got that one, when he got elected, the second time when he was a candidate, these guys thought he's going to just go back into the sunset. But no, the Bush dynasty did not want to go back. They just want to continue. They want to Jeb Bush next, remember? That lost in space. So anyway, when it got over there to run against to be elected a second time, Bush. Then we found out that actually Mr. What's his name, president, then the acting president, was in National Guard in Air Force. He was not in Air Force, U.S. Air Force. He was in National Guard. He was like dismissed somehow for some, okay, things like this. But we didn't find it only after he decided to run again. So first time they let him slide, and they found out that you can find out that they found out only at the second election, not the first one. The same, I think it was activated and say, guys, you're gonna put this over there and see how much damage it does. Well, baboons with the mass media, they were given some bananas and they were all good. They voted again in American democratic, fair and free elections. You can make shut up. So the same here, my friends. Only now we find out they have the information. There are people who have the information, including the mass media. They don't release it. And the thing is, they know they have the information. Take another example. Bill Clinton. He knows the garbage. Arkansas, brother, governor's mansion, cocaine, women of the night that he was with the help of troopers. No? Oh, there were some stories. I don't know if that's true. There were some stories, okay? He knew, everybody knew, but they covered. They covered who? And when he got into Zelensky, yeah, Zelensky's time too, but what's her name? Monica Zelensky, what's her name? Monica, no, I got Zelensky, but anyway, let's call him Zelensky-skaya. So when he got Monica Zelensky-skaya, and on her knees or whatever he's got her, they knew before she came with the, here's the president's sperm. Oh, man. Anyway, why the White House is, you have secret services. Everything is tapped or is recorded. The problem is all confidential. The problem is that is not only the secret service that's clicked to it. There's many other foreign agencies and domestic agencies attached to that they listen in real time. It's just a lot of countries knew about the, all right, Zelensky-skaya, you do a good job. They all knew about that. And eventually, probably he said, they're not going to say it. And they did. Why? Well, he didn't do something that probably he was supposed to bomb somewhere, or, I don't know, do something for a certain country, a certain kind of interest. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, blue eyes crying in the rain. Bye-bye. How would you say it? I don't know how you say it in Hungarian, but anyway. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.